fine night to celebrate and award the achievements of Hollywood movies. Glug 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 glug. Best drink ever. So let's rant about the Oscars 2014. Hey, Robyn from Pop Spectrum here. I'm just going to go over the winners and losers of the Oscars 2014, but I'm not going to go over every category, just go over the main highlights of the evening. So here we go. The one category that I am the most critical with is animation. I love animated films. I watch all of them. I just worship animated movies. I just love them. So I tend to be more critical about what I believe should have won, what did win, and then I get a little more technical, a little more critical, and I analyze every movie to a T. So people at work think I'm crazy. The animated movies that were nominated for the award were The Croods. It's a really surprising movie. You gotta watch it. It surprised me. The story is great. The animation is great. The modern lingo kind of killed it for me, but it's a good movie. You have to see it. Despicable Me 2. It was mostly about the Minions, so meh. Studio Ghibli's The Wind Rises. The animation looks like every other Studio Ghibli film, but when it comes to the story, it made me cry. Ernest et Celestine. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 100%. What else can I say? And of course, everyone's favorite, Frozen. Let it go! Let it go! Can I sing? Only you can decide. And so the award went to Disney's Frozen. Which I would say my friends who are just as technical as I am are a little miffed that Frozen won, even though the rest of the country and the world is just jumping for joy. It all depends on how the Academy Award actually judges these movies. Because when it comes to a category that says Best Animated Movie, I have a feeling that they award the movie that has the better animation. Because animated movies are in a field of their own. They don't have live actors, they don't have cameras, they have computers and pencils and paper, and they're in a league of their own when it comes to movie making. That's why they have their separate category for animation. And if the Academy is going to judge these films for that particular category, they are going to give it to the movie that had the better animation. In which, above all else, it goes to Frozen. Did you see that castle? Did you see how she made that castle? By God, girl! Elsa, come on, that castle! And the snow that was on the clothing, and the animation for the snow, it was just, did you see that? Did you see Frozen? You have to go see Frozen. It was just like the best animation compared to the other films. As for the story, I liked it. Disney was stepping out of their comfort zone, and it showed. But overall, the story was flawed. It had pacing issues. It had questions that were never answered, which I am going to make a separate video about that another time. It'll be a segment called like Pop Spectrums, It Could Have Been Better, or something like that. But if the Academy was judging these movies on story, then by God, Ernest et Celestine deserved it. It had the perfect story with warm, touching animation. And my friend is saying that The Wind Rises should have won, but like I said, the story, it made me cry. It's a good story. But the animation, it looks like every other Studio Ghibli film except for Spirited Away, which, by God, Spirited Away, you deserve that Oscar no matter what, because your animation was superb and the story was original. Wind Rises, original story, great story, but the animation just looked like every other Ghibli film, which is not bad. Ghibli animation is beyond fantastic. But if you're going to award a movie for best animation and story, it's going to go to Ernest et Celestine. But for this particular category, when it's awarding animation, it's Frozen. For that castle, the snow, the ice, animation, above all, Frozen. It deserved it, no matter what. Nominations for best song. I would mention the other two, but basically it was a fight between Let It Go and Ordinary Love. I honestly thought, with this being Hollywood, that the award for best song was going to go towards the movie about Nelson Mandela, Ordinary Love. Because it's Bono, it's Nelson Mandela, world peace. Because that's just how Hollywood is. They're gonna give it to the Nelson Mandela-Bono love mixture. Because Nelson Mandela just died, Nelson Mandela, everybody loves him, and then there's Bono, which he always thinks of the children. Which, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing song. It's just, and every other song doesn't stand a chance when it comes to a powerful force like Bono and Nelson Mandela. Which, don't get me wrong, Let It Go and Ordinary Love both deserve the Oscar. I just felt none of the other songs stood a chance against Nelson Mandela and Bono. So what ended up winning? Let It Go! Let It Go! Let It Go won? Idina Menzel kicked Bono's butt! So kudos to you, Frozen, for winning Best Animated Film and Best Song. Woohoo! Idina Menzel kicks butt. Now what else is on this list? Let's go over actors and actresses. Best Supporting Actor went to Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club, in which if you seriously thought you could beat an actor portraying a transvestite, you don't know Hollywood, baby. Best Supporting Actress went to, how do I pronounce your name again, young lady? Sorry if I mispronounce it, Lupita Nyong'o? Nogo, yeah. Which, by God, as I'm watching 12 Years a Slave, I just wanted to give this girl a hug. You poor girl. I want to give you a hug. You deserve it, even though it might hurt from all the beating you got in that movie, but I just want to give you a hug and love you. You poor girl. You get an Oscar for that. Kudos. You deserve it, young lady. It's... by God. Yeah. She was amazing. Best Actress went to Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine. It was a brilliant performance, Cate Blanchett. You deserved it, as long as Meryl Streep didn't get it. And Best Actor went to not Leonardo DiCaprio, in which it just seems like every year Leonardo DiCaprio is nominated, there's always that one actor that does that impossible role, in which Matthew McConaughey, goddamn. The world where I watch enough Family Guy to the point where I can't believe Matthew McConaughey walks away with an Oscar. Oh my God. At first I was just like, oh come on, Matthew McConaughey. But then I watched the movie, I'm like, oh my God, Matthew McConaughey. That role that he played, that transformation that he goes from the beginning of the film to how it ended, is just... you deserve that Oscar, sir. Here, grab a recorder leg, you deserve it. This is my Oscar right here. This is my Oscar. And the one thing that kind of shocked me in the Oscars, Best Original Score, Gravity. Best Cinematography, Gravity. Best Visual Effects, Gravity. Best Film Editing, Gravity. Sound Editing, Gravity. Sound Mixing, Gravity. Best Directing, Gravity. And the Oscar for Best Picture goes to 12 Years a Slave. I don't know, I think I'm just on that same car as, you know, typical Oscars always give Best Director with Best Picture. So all of us in our heads assume how Gravity's gonna win. 12 Years a Slave? What? Hey, which I got nothing against 12 Years a Slave, it's just... damn, wow, that was a good movie. It's just that I just kept hearing Gravity, 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 and then it's just we assume that like over the years the Oscar always gives Best Directing and Best Picture to the same movie. But nowadays they tend to keep the director and the film separate because this person can do phenomenal directing, but maybe the film's just not as good as the other film. And which I will say, this has to be like the most diverse year for the Oscars because each story that was nominated for Best Picture was just... wow. You didn't know which film was going to win because each film was so diverse. You have The Wolf of Wall Street, a story about the best salesman in the world. You hate him because he's an asshole, but this guy can sell you anything, and he's money hungry, he's a drug addict, he's an asshole. And you see him build up his empire only to watch it crumbling down. Spoiler warnings, but it's true. And it's just a joyride. Wolf of Wall Street was just, wow. And then there's Philomena. It's just heart. Reaches the heart. That's all I can say. It just reaches the heart. Nebraska made me feel in so many ways. I wanted to stop watching it, but it's like, you just want to hug the old man. You want to hug him. Like, it's okay. Go get your $1 million, sir. Go get your truck. It's okay. Haters are gonna hate. Just follow your dreams, sir. Go to Nebraska. Her, that is unlike anything I've ever seen. This guy that is just lonely, he builds this software to talk to, and they have this relationship. It's just, it's reaching my generation because you're seeing that more often. How these guys, maybe even gals, are just so desperate for interaction in any way. Human interaction, they're scared of the other person because that person will either love them or hate them, and they don't want to take that 50-50 chance. So they're going to build this software that is going to love them no matter what. And just seeing him grow from the relationship that he has with this computer, it's just, my mom thought it was weird, but I thought it was beautiful. It was a beautiful movie. Dallas Buyers Club, you're seeing this transformation of this Texas rodeo bigot who gets sick, and then he's like trying to help people that he's hated to get well again. He teams up with a transvestite, for crying out loud. He just wants people to get better, and it's just that transformation. Wow. Captain Phillips, this ship is just doing its own thing. Pirates come in, and you're just wondering how the hell they're gonna get out of this situation. And it's based on a true story. It's action-packed. It's nail-biting. You just want to know how it's going to work in the end. American Hustle. Me personally, it felt a little long, but the interaction with the characters and just how everything went down in that movie. And Jennifer Lawrence, you're adorable. I heartthrob you, Jennifer Lawrence. But it was a movie of its time, and just everything about it was really good. And then you have Gravity. I really thought Gravity was going to walk away with Best Picture because, yes, you could say it's another version of Castaway where you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, but think about it with Castaway is that at least Tom Hanks was on an island where he could survive. He hunted, he got food and water, he survived for 4 years. In space, there's no oxygen, no food, no water, you're stuck in nothing. Not nowhere. Because nowhere, it's like you're in the middle of nowhere, like in the desert or on an abandoned island. You're nowhere. This is nothing. You can't touch anything. You can't grab onto anything. You are floating in the middle of nothing. In eternal darkness, in space. That has to be the scariest thing imaginable. So you are just grabbing onto your seats wondering, how are you going to get out of this? You're in a near impossible situation. What is going to happen to you? It was beautiful from beginning to end. The visual effects were stunning. The story, you're just hanging onto your seat trying to figure out what's going to happen, and it's just wow. But that doesn't mean 12 Years a Slave was a bad film. The one thing I was going to say is that I felt when I first watched this, and call me a dumb white girl, but the first time I saw something like this, I just thought of Roots. I thought this was going to be a newly adapted version of Roots. But then I heard it was a memoir of an actual person. That's what made me more intrigued to watch it. And then I realized this guy, he was free. So it's like Roots, where it's about slavery, but it's about a man that was free. He was a free man. And he was tricked by these con artists and sold into slavery. And it's just like, god damn it. That shit happened. And it's fucked up. It's just indescribable what he went through. And the one thing I love about the movie is that he didn't want to take any of their shit. They gave him orders and he did it, and when they complained, he's like, what do you want? I did what you wanted me to do. I'm not supposed to be here, guys. My name is not Platt. My name is Solomon Northup. Which I always thought Northup was a funny last name, because Northup. Anyways, but it's just the point that he was free, sold into slavery, went through 12 years of hell while his wife and child are wondering where the hell he is. He's probably even wondering if they're still alive, and thank God they were at the end of the movie, spoiler warnings. But it was an amazing film. I'm not saying it wasn't. But when it comes to all those films put together, I truly felt Gravity deserved it because it brought this story of she's surrounded by nothing. She's stuck in this impossible situation, floating in nothing. And it's telling the story of one of our biggest fears is being stuck in that situation. Like, oh my god, I do not want to be in that situation. And Gravity is just something I've never seen before. It's highlighting every person's worst nightmare. Being stuck in the middle of space. You're losing oxygen. There's no food, no water. You're not safe. You're stuck in nothing. You're slowly dying. What are you gonna do? I just felt Gravity deserved it. But I'm not saying 12 Years a Slave is a bad movie. But God, it deserves an Oscar. Because it's a fantastic movie. So am I upset that it won Best Picture? No, it deserved it. Each of those films deserved it. That's why I think this year was the hardest year for Best Picture. Because each of them were different in their own way. They were all brilliant. Each of them deserved it. I personally felt Gravity deserved it. But 12 Years a Slave was phenomenal. So that's my rant on the 2014 Oscars. Very diverse year, very hard to pick what was gonna win what. But there you go. So which film do you think deserved an Oscar? Just leave a comment down below, like, favorite, subscribe to Pop Spectrum. This has been Robyn for Pop Spectrum. Thanks for watching.